In 1519, a guy named Hernando Cortez came aground on what is known today as Mexico. He was a Spanish conquistador. And if you know anything about the Spanish conquistadors, they were motivated, it seemed, by three things: glory, gold, and God. And as Cortez landed ashore, he was met by some representatives of King Montezuma II. He was in charge of the Aztec Empire at the time. And the Aztecs had a very interesting religion. It was a pretty dark religion. In fact, anybody who knows anything about Christianity would say it was almost a satanic kind of religion. The highest form of worship for the Aztecs was human sacrifice. And so as they met Cortez and his entourage and they wanted to give him honor, they did what they felt was the most honorable thing to do. They brought 10 slaves and they slaughtered them in front of Cortez as a show of respect. Now, Cortez, with his Catholic sensibilities, as they all had in Spain at the time, was quite horrified at what he had seen. And as he went deeper and deeper into the heart of the Aztec people, he became scandalized by the sacrifice, attracted by the gold, and longed for the glory of claiming the whole land for Spain. We actually don't know a lot about Cortez. We don't know a lot about his motivations. But what followed was a bloody massacre of Spanish might versus many unarmed Aztec people. And it began the colonization of what we know today as Mexico. Sadly, this is how the Catholic faith first came to this continent in a major way. It was at the tip of a sword of a conquistador. Yes, they wanted glory. Yes, they wanted gold. But they also brought God, or at least they brought God in the way they understood. And the way they understood was, you need to be like us. You need to be like us. And so Catholicism was oppressed upon the people. And not many people embraced it. But Franciscan friars came over and they tried their best, even in the midst of all the persecution, all the difficulties that was going on, to talk about what the true faith was. And there was a small number of those indigenous people who believed it. One of them, 10 years later, was a 47-year-old man who, on his way to church, walked up the hill of Tepeyac and saw an image of the Blessed Mother. His name was Juan Diego. You know the story. As our Blessed Mother told him to go see the bishop, who was Franciscan, and tell him what he had seen, as proof of that, he picked roses and wrapped them in his tilma. And as he unveiled his tilma in front of the bishop to show the roses that he had picked, roses out of season, the image of our Blessed Mother, Our Lady of Guadalupe. In the next few years, over 10 million people converted to Catholicism because of the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe. What was the difference? What is it about this beautiful face that made so many people become Catholic? Was it the miracle? Certainly, to be sure. But when you look deeper into the face of Our Lady of Guadalupe, you see something even more profound than just a miraculous image. I mean, one of the amazing things about Our Lady of Guadalupe is that this is an image given to us by God. This is an image from heaven. This isn't an artist rendering. You know, this isn't a picture. This isn't an imagination of some great artist. This is what God says. This is how our Blessed Mother looks. And look at her. This is not the face of a Jewish woman. When the heavens wanted to give us the face of our Blessed Mother, when it was given to Juan Diego, John Paul II often commented that the face of Our Lady of Guadalupe is that of a mixed heritage. It's partly European and partly of the indigenous peoples. That's the face. That is the face that God wanted to present his mother as. So that when either the Spaniards who had come over from another continent, or those who had grown up in that land would look at the face of our mother, they would see themselves in that face. They would see themselves in that face.